For today's book club, we are exploring historical fiction with our first author. Her book, The Unbecoming of Margaret Wolfe, is about owning your identity as it evolves over time. I want to welcome Isa Arsen. Thank you so much for being with us.
Thanks for having me, Roma.
This is really cool. Historical fiction. I have to say, it's not something I've really ever dove into, but can you tell me a little bit about the inspiration of this book?
Sure. Well, it started as a book about opera singers, specifically set in the 1950s in the United States. And I really like setting historical fiction in America in particular because I like writing strong-willed characters, and we have a country here that's defined by the will of the citizens. So it's very fun to put characters in that melting pot, in that pressure cooker, specifically for this one in a time where socially a lot was changing and people who are very self-determined are sort of trying to figure their way out forward.
Very cool. Is there a reason why you like historical fiction and portraying like American history?
Yeah, it's fiction in particular is really good at telling stories about the past. You can put a lot of allegory in one story. You can kind of look to a lot of different things that have happened or maybe will happen and put them in a time that has already passed, but you can see a lot of the present reflected back at you.
Very cool. And sometimes you use actual famous people that we know, but it's a different character. It's them, but in a different light, which is really neat.
People in places.
This is your second novel, right? Your first book, Shoot the Moon, was also set in the mid-century and featured an ambitious woman working at NASA. That's pretty cool. Very Texas of you.
It was a lot of fun to research that one.
Why are those stories so important to share?
I really enjoy seeing people push against boundaries that are set against them. I think I'm very excited by people who figure out who they are and decide, you know, this is my life and this is what I'm going to do for myself and the people that I love. So it's very inspiring to see that happen on the page, and I think it feels easier to make that self-determination in real life after seeing it done on the page a couple times.
Definitely. Anything else in your future? You want to write a third novel, or what's going to happen?
Yes, definitely. I hope to write as many books as I can till I drop dead. But on the 12th of April, there's going to be the book festival here in San Antonio. So that's going to have about 100 different authors. That's going to have activities and offerings for readers of all ages. So we'll have picture book for young readers. We'll have activities for young people. There's fiction authors, nonfiction authors, panels, questionnaires, anything that you could want.
And you're going to be there.
I will be there, yes.
That's so
I'll be on a panel.
So our audience can get to hear Q&A from you.
Yes, yep, I'll be there, and it'll be the whole grounds of the Central Library inside as well as outside.
Really? This is going to be wonderful for all my bookworms out there, and that's a really good thing. I wish I was a bookworm. I really need to try to get into it more, especially with awesome authors like you who get to come on the show and we meet them. So how can people get your book if they're unable to go to the book festival?
This book is purchasable wherever books are sold. If you live here in San Antonio, my favorite store is Nowhere Bookshop. It's right on Broadway. It's one of our beloved places here. But it's available online through Penguin Random House under Putnam, the imprint that I publish with, and at your library as well.
Okay, and you brought an excerpt with us to share with the audience?
I did, yes. So this happens, our main character Margaret is standing in her closet, kind of having a bad time, but she's figuring her way through it.
Okay.
I gathered an armful of skirts on either side of me. I drew them in close and inhaled, laundered, textile, lightly camphored, and even lighter still, the soft animal scent of my own skin clinging to them, just as Wesley lived in his jacket between every little stitch. He lived, we lived. I owed it to the both of us to do the same.
Bravo. Thank you so much for giving us a preview of your book. I hope a lot of people go out to the book club and follow you on social media and get your books. And best of luck in the future as well.
Thank you for having me, Roma.
All right. Well, we have another author. Kristen, you've got a very personal story to share with us.
Yes, Roma. Our next author is shedding light on mental health awareness through his story of overcoming adversity in and outside of athletics. Welcome, Tyler Kenya.
Hi.
Thanks for being here. Now, tell us just a little bit about your book and what's the title of it?
Yeah, it's called The Maniac with No Knees. It's about my journey through undiagnosed bipolar as a rugby player, as a rugby coach, a cybersecurity salesman, a crypto entrepreneur, and a few other things. It includes 2 suicide attempts and institutionalization, where I finally healed and got my life together.
This really is just so deep and so powerful. Now, you've obviously overcome a lot of adversity in your life. Yeah. Why would you say mental health awareness is so important?
Mental health awareness is everything. I think, you know, having experienced what it's like to be bipolar and go manic and have relationships changed because of who I was when I was out of control of myself. There's a long way for the general public to go as far as understanding people that are mentally ill. And, you know, for the mentally ill themselves, a lot of them are ashamed and they don't want to tell their stories. So
Yeah.
it's stigmatized. And the more we talk about it, you know, the better things we'll get.
Sure, and you have an acronym that really helped you through your journey. Can you just help tell our viewers at home, maybe it might be inspiring for them?
Yeah. Well, I think there's 3 things in particular that you need if you're struggling with your mental health. You need community. You need people that, you know, respect you and you enjoy being around and give you confidence. You need a goal in mind, something to wake up every morning and, you know, drive you forward, push you. And the last thing, you know, it's kind of the worst of the 3, but it's medication. You know, I wouldn't be here if I didn't finally find the right medication. And that can be tough, but it's the reality.
These are all great points. Now, for people at home who don't know much about the sports adversity that you went through, I know that you're a rugby player. How did that help kind of inspire you in your life today and kind of overcoming some of those obstacles?
Yeah. Well, I had high ambitions for my rugby career. I was, you know, playing fly half, which is kind of like the quarterback, and I was playing alongside, you know, Team USA stars and guys from different national teams. But when I was 24, I ruptured my patellar tendon. That's when your knee goes into your quad. It happens once for every 147,000 human years. And this past year, I actually did it for a second time.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. So you, like I said, once again, you've overcome so much adversity. What's the main takeaway you want people to get from your story that you feel will help and inspire others?
You know, for me, like writing this story has been liberating. I was hiding in the dark for a long time, and this book made me authentic again. It made me true to who I was. And, you know, if you're struggling, just know that other people are also struggling, and it doesn't do you any good to hide behind the shadows.
This really is just so inspirational, and I'm dying to hear just a little bit of this book. Now, I know you brought a little excerpt with you.
Yeah. I don't understand why it is taboo, why people are so afraid of it. It's the only thing we all have in common. We are born, we live, we inevitably die. I understand we missed our loved ones, but nothing is more powerful than a memory, and your loved one is doing fine on the other side.
Wow, this is definitely a powerful piece of work, Tyler. I know people are going to want to check this out. Where can they find your book?
It's on Amazon. It's called The Maniac with No Knees again. And you know, other than that, you can find it on my website, tylerkania.com, K-A-N-I-A.
Thank you so much for being here, Tyler. I know this is great getting the word out and really just helping people at home as well. Thanks.
Definitely, thank you.
Well, y'all be sure to stick around because coming up, the Final Four